the film Michael Collins, Liam Neeson stars as the freedom fighter, one of the founders of the Irish Republican Army. The film, written and directed by Neil Jordan, co-stars Aidan Quinn, who says years ago Neeson knew this role was meant for him.
11 years ago, I was having lunch with him, and Liam, we didn't know each other hardly at all. Liam was a very sweet, soft-spoken man, and this and that, and the subject came up of Michael Collins, and all of a sudden, this giant of a man, this gentle giant, he rose up in his seat and leaned over and said, "By Christ, if there's ever a movie made of that, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to play Michael Collins." And that's all there is to it. And I was like, whoa.
If they shut me up, who'll take my place? Who is going to take my place?
So in some way, I think he was really destined to play it.
I wrote in 1983, and as I wrote it, I had Liam in mind for it, you know. And when I finished it, I said to him, "Look, this is a part that you have to play."
Everything's possible if you wish hard enough. No one said that. You did. No. It was him.
I asked him to read the script, and I said, "Look, if I ever get to do this, you know, I'd like you to play the role, you know." And he said he would like to play it too.
Make me a scapegoat, if you will. Call me a traitor, if you will. But please, let's save the country.
He almost single-handedly brought the British Empire in Ireland to its knees.
No, I haven't heard. But the bloody Irish Republic, give me some time off. I've been working my... It's over.
He was a hero.
What's over? What do you mean?
And to other members of my tribe, he was seen as a traitor.
Nobody sought notoriety except you. Come on, Carl.
There were days where, I'd hate to admit it to their face, but when we'd be walking in a road in Wicklow with sheep all around us, where I'm talking to Liam and Stephen Ray, two actors I've greatly admired for a long time, and I'd just be looking around and looking out at the view and saying, "My God, here I am working with these guys in Ireland, you know. Isn't this great?" A lot of the smaller parts in this film are very famous actors in Ireland, very famous in Irish television and movies and theater. And they were taking these tiny parts and, you know, just to be part of this film. So I felt very lucky.
Remember one thing over there. You're my chief, always.
Actor Alan Rickman plays a man who was a key player alongside Michael Collins in the Irish quest for freedom from British rule.
He was president of Ireland at one time or another until he was 90 years of age and blind. He was one of the founders of the original IRA, along with Michael Collins. He was actually born in Brooklyn to an Irish mother and Spanish-Portuguese father, which is where he gets his name from. At age 4, he was sent back on the boat to Ireland, motherless, fatherless, and raised by relatives on a farm. It was a very moving moment in Kilmainham jail when we were shooting the scene about him having been arrested after the Easter Rising, and I was actually in his cell.
Harry, come on, move. Dave, come on, get him moved. Come on.
Michael Collins' last act before his assassination was to try to reach a pact with the British to avoid all-out war.
Collins saw this treaty as he wanted peace. He wanted peace for his country because they had gone through tumultuous, violent years. And he saw this treaty as a stepping stone to an ultimate freedom.
Do you seriously expect us to give an oath of allegiance to the crown?
They can't give us the Republic. It's not within their comprehension. And that's why Dev sent me. He died in trying to achieve that and convince his comrades of that. He was shot, assassinated in his own county.
It's either this or war. And I won't go to war over the form of words.
What if it's war either way?
Of course, there's something incredibly tragic about that, because his dynamism and force, one can only fantasize about what that would have given Ireland then if he had not been shot and become leader of the country.
The alternative to this treaty is a war which nobody in this gathering can even contemplate.
He wanted to establish Ireland, put it on the world map, interact with other countries economically and socially and culturally, and for Ireland to kind of hold its head up and straighten its spine and look forward with a vision.